Okay, folks, welcome to Sunday Night Futures Live. This is Bob Desmond over the Contrarian Trader, and another trading week. And this is going to be a wild week. Let me say hello to some people. First, let me bring up the S&P futures. Let's see what's going on there. As expected, we're moving lower. Let's let this settle out. I did the week ahead commentary yesterday, and I was hardly optimistic. I was pretty pessimistic, and we did throw on hedges on Friday in an effort to protect our account. And thank goodness that we did, because it doesn't look as if we're going to have a strong open. We don't know what the Federal Reserve is going to do, Treasury is going to do between now and the open. Headlines could come out salvaging the day tomorrow. But this at current, we're now at the lows of the session. This is at current, not looking good. So an alert I had set up fired off. We just made new lows, no shock there. Yeah, big gap down here. This is a 15-minute chart. We're probably going to bounce here in a moment. But I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies about the end of not just the month, but of the quarter as well. So these next 2 days are going to be critical. Let's say hello to some people as we watch what's going on here. Willie, hey, well, Joseph, Craig, hey, good to see you, buddy. Amerimigo, NY Jets. Eric, hello. OPGN. Okay. Chuck, hello. Nicholas. Yeah, I'm going to go to zero hedge in a moment, Nicholas. It's pretty bad stuff out there. And one in particular is pretty disturbing. And, of course, the Federal Reserve is involved. Mr. G, hello. Hello to you as well. I hear you guys are shutting down again over in Cali. Hey, Pat. S. Soriella? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but hello to Minnesota. Always good to see people from the Midwest. Young, hello. Good to see you. Adriana, hello to another Cali person. Oliver, hey, Oliver, how you doing, buddy? You got it, Pat. All right. All right, so we're getting a bit of a bounce here. I'm not optimistic whatsoever about the open. We've already made new weekly lows. Let's scroll through these, then we'll go to some requests. I want to talk about headlines a bit too, because I'll tell you, it's really disturbing. Let's go to the dollar really quick, see what that's doing. The reason why I want to check out the dollar is that we do want to buy more gold miners. They did very, very well last week, and in particular on Friday. You had the gold mining stocks diverge from the rest of the market, and that's what we were looking for. The dollar up, so you're seeing money gravitate into the dollar as a fear trade, safe haven trade. Let's check out bonds. Where's my 10-year? Here we go. Bonds moving up higher, no shock. That means yields are moving lower, not going to be good for the banks. So the rally in treasuries alive and well this week, as well as gold. Gold breaking out. It broke out last week, now up spot 4.0%, $7 the ounce. crude prices. They're moving down again. About a 1.5%. We haven't broken support yet, but we'll probably retest it before long. Let's go to Nat Gas. Nat Gas had a brutal week last week and then bounced back. All right, so we're moving up higher here. Look at this sell-off. Wow. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100. Brutal. Down over 0.75 of a percentage point. New weekly low. Copper, which had broken out on Friday. Copper, since the lows, has been trading with the S&P 500, and I was hoping that with the breakout on Friday morning, actually Thursday evening on copper, that we would see a bid under the market, and it didn't happen. The S&P 500 has been diverging from copper, and it looks as though that divergence is going to narrow now because now copper's coming in along with the stock market. Silver. Silver at resistance. Down on the session. Good day on Friday. Let's circle back to the S&P 500. Down about spot 6%. So what we're seeing here are the mega cap names, the NASDAQ 100 names get hit harder than the S&P 500. We've seen this before. All right, let's take a look at some headlines which are really disturbing. And before I log off, we'll circle back. We'll come back to the futures market, see how we're set to close out the show. I want to start off with the Fed balance sheet, and note how the balance sheet has been slightly declining. Flattening out is more appropriate, I guess. And the stock market hasn't taken it well. But what have they been loading up on? And that was released. This is on Zero Hedge. And I'll share this link with you because it's disturbing. Of the top 10 names on this list, 3 of them are foreign owned. What is the Federal Reserve doing buying the debt of foreign entities? What are we doing here? And why does Microsoft need to have their bonds bid up? What are they doing here? You know, I guess I should take comfort in the fact that it appears as though they're buying mostly healthy debt. But what are they doing here? Why? Just to blow up their balance sheet? I don't understand it. Somebody leave me a comment. Help me rationalize what we're doing here. How is this good for the average American? How is it good? Unless they suspect something far more ominous out there in the markets. I don't know. I can't account for this. And Chesapeake finally filed for bankruptcy. This is like a slow motion train wreck that's been going on for years now. And they finally filed for bankruptcy. This is from Robin Track. This is dated, but you've seen what's going on of late with speculation. And here's Chesapeake Energy. These are the numbers of Robinhood users in green that have been trading this stock. Everybody's been waiting for the bankruptcy filing. Yet all we've been seeing are amateur money buying these shares up, and they're going to get taken to the woodshed. Even with Hertz. Look at this. This is as of when? This is as of today. They're in bankruptcy. You can't make this stuff up. All right. So here's going to be the real big problem for the week. Global coronavirus deaths hit 500,000. It's not just that. You have California shutting down yet again. Florida apparently is having a lot of problems down there. Arizona reports another daily record. Florida reports record weekly case numbers. New York, we're actually doing fairly well here. So it says here Cali sees encouraging drop, yet they're closing down the bars in 7 counties and recommending 8 other counties do the same. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Dallas asked for stay-at-home order to be reinstated as Dallas County reports record high in daily cases. Is it because they took it a little bit too lightly? Is it because of the protests? I don't know. I'm not that smart. Deutsche Bank's going to get bailed out. They can't let Deutsche Bank's one of the largest holders of derivatives. They're going to need to get bailed out. Oh, you're in Key West, huh? 480 Shenanigans. I love it there. Mallory Square. There used to be a place there called the Ocean Key House I used to stay at many years ago. I haven't been down there in a long time. But great place. All right. Let's take some requests. I didn't mean to have this background. I wanted to go with something more unique, but I can't get my Chromecast thing to open up here to change it. So having this background wasn't intended, but I would have changed it to TrendSpider for this segment. This segment is brought to you by TrendSpider, the next generation automated technical analysis. 35% discount. You get no cheaper place on the web than right here by using the link below. Get your 7-day free trial offer. You can get it free through me if you sign up for silver or gold level membership. So let's go with first chart up, VXRT. I don't know what they do. I don't know anything about this company, but it's been requested. Therefore, I comply with the requests of my members. Okay, let's take this off first. Get a feel for what we're doing here. Where have we been? This is a monthly chart. Let's take our crayon out. All right, so we've broken out, pulled back, retested once, close to twice, breakout, can't buy the shares. You're trading above on a monthly basis, the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Can they go up? Absolutely. But just, I can't buy the shares based upon the fact of where they closed out on Friday. Weekly chart. Weekly basis. Yeah, let me show you my little friend who chews up my glasses. Again. Here is. Here's Mina. Here's my Mina dog. Mina loves to chew my glasses. I don't know if you can see this. Constantly. So, say hello to everybody, Mina. Hi. Hi. All right, go ahead. Okay, so, my little devil. So, weekly chart, we're trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Very, very overbought. Again, can we go higher? Of course. She's a, no, she's not a border collie. What the heck is she again? It's the American version of the border collie. It'll come to me. Aussie, thank you. Thank you, yes, Aussie. A mini Aussie. She's really cool. She's a really good dog. Oh, look at this. So they spiked it higher on Friday. Bearish reversal bar. Yeah, you can't buy this stock. I mean, for all I know, it's going to $1 million a share next week. But right now, the market's telling you cannot buy these shares. It's going to come in. So be very, very careful here of VXRT, especially with the market setting up for what's probably going to be a fairly ugly morning. GPS, gap. Let's go to the monthly view. Again, I like to go with the monthly view first to get a feel for where we've been, to identify where we might be going. This is multi-time frame analysis. I don't like it. I think that what we're probably setting up for here is a breakdown. This, to me, appears to be a bear flag setup. But we did. You see, this is why there's a lot of value to having these automated trend lines. We did recapture support so far this month, but 2 trading days left to go. Do we close above, let's throw out a number here, $11.12? If we fail to do so, we're probably going to retest this lower band of support and probably break. I don't want to own any retail. Maybe Amazon, maybe Walmart. That's it. Weekly chart. Not a bad week last week. So we had broken out the week of the 1st, broke down the following week, recaptured the next week. Last week, retested support. It held. But we closed well off the highs of the week, daily chart. They gapped it up on Friday, bearish reversal bar. I don't like to trade here to the long side, and I'd be looking honestly to I'd be looking at that monthly chart to see how we close out the month, and if we fail to hold that monthly support level, as a matter of fact, let's bring it up here. Let's take off the daily trend lines. This is a daily chart. Let's overlay a monthly support level. If we fail to hold this support level here in dashed, this is the monthly support level. You're probably going to break down on these shares and head right back down here. These shares could be halved if we fail to hold the $11 per share mark. So I can't touch these shares. Facebook is seeing an exodus of advertisers. I'm still not really understanding why they're doing it, but they're doing it nonetheless. Is it that they're too woke or they're not woke enough? I don't know. Either way, these are some big swinging you-know-what advertisers that are leaving, and that's nothing but bad. So on the month so far, we have a bearish reversal bar. Weekly chart, annihilated last week. Outside reversal bar. We broke support at 225.04. Daily chart. Friday was ruthless. A ruthless day. Closed down below the 20-day and what appears to be the 50-day moving average as well. Yeah, we closed below it. Honestly, Facebook is setting up as a short. So I would be looking to short the name. UNG. And if I could ask you folks, if you could smash that like button, it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. I have to compete against these kids that rent Lamborghinis and whatnot. And it works. It works. They get tons of views and subscribers. It's crazy. Not gas. We spoke about the intraday price action already. It's bounced back some. But honestly, you know, we tried the nat gas trade. It's typically done well for us. This last time around, it did not do so well. It's broken down below support. I think that we're probably going to go lower here, especially with the move being towards reshuttering the country again. And it's not going to be good for nat gas, not going to be good for energy. So the monthly chart, we've broken support. We're at the lows of the month, or just off the lows of the month. We broke support the week prior to last is the weekly chart. It looks like we're going to go lower. Yeah, I think that ultimately we're going to continue lower. I mean, there's nothing here that gives me the warm and fuzzies that we have stopped going down. I mean, the trend is just clear and intact. Path of least resistance is down. I wouldn't want to fight this. I would not want to bet that we have a bottom. Now, if you showed me UNG with RSI sub 20, and we failed to take out a weekly low, the prior week's low, you know, then I would get interested. But right now, I need an extreme oversold condition on UNG. It's got to be that final washout. And I thought we had it a couple of weeks ago. We had huge volume bars, and that wasn't the bottom yet. WRTC. Snap. We'll check it out for you, Oliver. Wrap Technologies. Nice chart. Not a lot of data on a monthly basis. Let's go to a weekly chart. This is a nice chart. This is a nice chart. All right, so you can see that we're at a resistance level. I think the best thing for somebody like me who would like to buy these shares, that we settle down during this sell-off. If, in fact, we do open up down tomorrow morning, which I think that we may, or probably will, we settle into a consolidation. This becomes our lower band of support at 7.79. I'm going to create an alert here. Because I like this chart. And we'll keep this active for the next 7 days or so. Let's see if we can get it down at support. I couldn't buy it here because we're too close to resistance, so too much risk, not enough reward. Daily chart. So we're settling into a consolidation on a daily basis. We'll see how it gets resolved. Here's my alert down here in purple. They can move this up higher. I wouldn't chase the shares, especially with this market really weakening up here. And I went into a great detail, folks. Those who are not members, I went over a lot of charts yesterday. And if you are a member, please go check out my commentary with regard to the monthly charts, weekly charts of this market. It's very, very concerning. I'm very nervous about this market. And that's why I didn't send out a best stock charts this weekend, because honestly, I'm looking to, yesterday's commentary was all about risk management, lightening up. We did hedge our positions on Friday, and we'll be looking to lighten up. And if anything, looking to short this market on a counter trend move. It's not looking good. I was hoping that we would see a continuation move higher, keep this rally going. Wasn't to be. So WRTC, I can't buy the shares. They can move higher here. It's a very good looking chart. I would like to buy them, assuming that I like the fundamental story as well. I need to do my analysis. However, based upon the charts, looks interesting longer term. I have my alerts set down here, and that's where I would be interested in buying it. I'm not chasing anything right now. Nothing. It's got to come to us. And the support level that we have our alerts set for has to hold. If it doesn't hold, adios. We're not going to hope when we should fear. OPGN is the next one. OpGen. I don't know this company. Interesting. You got to be careful. A lot of these, I'm seeing a lot of requests come through for stocks that have been beaten to death, low dollar stocks, and I have to wonder how many of these are Robin Hood type day trade stories that are catching a bid now. But let's pretend that we're not in that environment, which we are. We are seeing higher lows here on a monthly basis. No breakout yet. We're in a triangle formation. Stokes are rising, which is good. So the higher level view, monthly chart, looking good. Weekly view. And for those folks just joining in, I'm going to circle back. We're going to go back to the futures prior to me logging off tonight. So stick around. We're going to check out how the futures are trading prior to saying goodnight. Let's take off this log. That doesn't help. Let's turn it back on. Weekly chart, very tight consolidation range here. Very, very tight. This red line is resistance. I don't know. I like this higher low on stochastics and on RSI. This thing could break out. Daily chart. You know, if this stock manages to break out above, I don't care if it touches. I only care. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take sensitivity way down. I only care if it breaks out. And we'll keep it active for, what do we have, 4 trading days this week? Yeah, the market should be open on the 3rd. I got to check the calendar. It's my birthday. Higher lows here. This is going to be one light volume week. I couldn't buy these shares until we got a pullback to this lower band of support at 1.91, which is not too far-fetched, or until we broke out above resistance. So I can't buy the shares here. Very volatile. Wish I could offer more on this one. SHLL for Pat. Beautiful. All right, let's go higher level first. Monthly chart, nothing but green. Weekly chart, nuts overbought. Pat, you long this? Futures are ripping now? I'll wait for a reply from Pat. We'll come back to this one. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that we're ripping. You know, we gapped down, and I said that we would probably get a bounce, and I think that's the bounce that we're getting because we leaned into that 3rd standard deviation Bollinger Band. Maybe we'll get some help from our friends. Pat, you're not looking to buy it, are you? Because that's going to be a short. Oliver, I think you're right. We'll check back in on the futures before I log off. Hopefully they turn green. I would love that. SHL weekly basis, we're trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Very, very overbought. And not just on a weekly basis. Where's our RSI? Is this accurate? RSI, this is nuts. We have RSI on a weekly basis at nearly 99. This is one of the most overbought stocks I've ever seen in my life. RSI on a daily basis was more overbought. We've backed off some, but we're flashing RSI 88.67 and trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. I'll be very, very careful here. I would not buy these shares. They've had their run. I think that they're going to come in this week at some point in time, and that pullback is not going to be a pretty one. So I would avoid. And if you can get to borrow, if they manage to press these shares higher, and you can get to borrow, I would look to short the shares. All right, what else do we have here? Market is closed on Friday, right? That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you. RL, thank you as well. WINS. Wins Financial. Huge month. We were overbought. We've come in. Think about the poor bastards. This is why I talk about the third standard deviation Bollinger Band so much. Forget that 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band. It's a waste of your time. Use the 3 standard. If you're using a leveraged ETF, you should use a 4 standard deviation Bollinger Band. But in this case here, think about the poor son of a gun who didn't understand where this stock was trading and bought up here. Somebody was up here buying at $75, $77 per share, or $75 per share. And where do we close on Friday? $35.70. That's insanity. Big topping action here. The momentum is still behind this thing. I mean, rising Stokes, rising RSI. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see it move higher. Now, Friday, it looks like it succumbed a bit. Lots of selling pressure. So if you're looking for a point at which to buy this at, let's overlay weekly. Nah, I don't think it's going down that far. You know, just wait for the shares to come to you in this environment. 25.88 looks like a good number to enter in. If you see a close down below that level, either A, don't get involved with it, or B, if you're involved with it, stop out on a close below that mark. Because if it fails to hold that level, you're going to 1836. That's a big, big drop. So I couldn't buy these shares right now. Have them come to you. What else do we have? Opgen. Did I do Opgen? I think I did. OPGN. I did this one. Yeah, I did this one. All right, what else do we have? Thoughts on MU? bring it up. All right, so MU, it's tired. It's very, very tired. We're in a trading range here, a trading channel. It looks as though we bounced off of support, fine, as expected, but you're seeing a lot of selling prior to us even hitting the upper band of this long-term trading range. That's a concern. That's the market sending you a signal that the shares are weak and they're not even able to hit the upper band of its historical trading range. So that leads me to believe that these shares may just pull back with the rest of the market. Weekly chart. There's a couple of ways of looking at this chart. Right now I'm looking at everything through the lens of a breakdown, to be honest with you. Again, I was not optimistic in my commentary yesterday. So we're holding support at 47.07. If this breaks, if that price point breaks, I think MU becomes a short. And you could ride that all the way down here to the low 30s on MU. Daily chart. Yeah, you're already seeing on a daily basis the shares. It's not holding support. You know, the one thing I will say for MU versus the rest of the market is that we saw a bullish reversal bar on Thursday, pretty much across the board in most sectors, most indexes. And many of them on Friday saw a breakdown below the lows of Thursday, which is very, very bearish. We did not see that with Micron. Let's check out the semiconductor sector. So the semis did not take out, the semis did fail to take out Thursday's lows. So I wouldn't buy MU here because that's really the only thing I have to say optimistic about the shares at current. We're putting in lower highs. I think that we may just begin to break down to new lower lows, and these Stokes are very, very weak. They're declining. RSI is going in the wrong direction. I don't like the setup here. I think that in all probability we're gonna fail and pull back. I agree on SMH, AMD. Oof, AMD is not looking good here. Let's stick with our multi-time frame analysis. Monthly chart, we've broken support. I've been warning about this head and shoulders setup on Stokes for a while now. We haven't broken yet, but we are threatening to roll over. Weekly chart. We broke down last week below support again at 51.31. Support is at 48.22. You have the fast line on Stokes, breaking support. Fast line still in that trading range. RSI failing. Lower highs, lower lows on a weekly basis. No bueno. Daily chart. Friday, it underperformed the index. Remember, we just went over the SMH. The SMH did not take out Thursday's lows. And not only did AMD take out Thursday's lows, unlike the rest of the market, AMD failed to close up on the day on Thursday. So this is a 1 week stock relative to its peers. Now, you see this volume bar here. This 48.22 mark, there's a lot of history at this price point. If it fails to hold 48.22, its next price target's down around here at around 46 bucks a share. So I think that AMD is probably going lower, and we have to see whether or not 48.22 holds. RJR, gotta love the gun stocks. Smith & Wesson and Fuego. I mean, Strum Ruger, beautiful day on Friday, but let's stay consistent. Go to the monthly view first. What's not to like here? We're probably going to finish at the highs of the month, just off it. We are kissing the third standard deviation Bollinger Band on a monthly basis. Weekly chart, bullish key reversal bar, outperformed the market, as did Smith & Wesson. And these stocks, the way this country is going right now, these stocks are only going to get more popular. So a very nice week this past week. I'd be looking for an opportunity to buy these shares. Let's go to a daily chart. You can see I have an alert set here, which fired off. And we broke out on Friday. I think we'll probably pull back and retest if, in fact, we do see weakness tomorrow morning in the markets. Let's see whether or not the support level holds. I think that it probably will. I hope that it doesn't. That way I could buy it at lower prices. Either it or Smith & Wesson. You're welcome, Adrian. USOIL. That's got to be an ETF. USOIL. You saw? Is that right? I can hardly see it. USOIL. That symbol's not coming up. Let's go to you may want to check that symbol. All right. All right, so we have a few minutes left here. Let's circle back. Oh, XO. Forgot to go over that one. XO Bionics. Oh, I think we went over this one already. On, I think it was Thursday night or last Sunday night. Yeah, we definitely did because I have an alert set up here. You can't buy the shares. I mean, the monthly chart looks outstanding. Looks very, very nice, but it's 1 month. Let's go to a weekly chart. All right, so on a weekly basis, you could see how we hit that upper band of resistance and we backed off. We closed out the week above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Not good. RSI is looking good. Stokes looking good. Daily chart. Yeah, so you can't buy these shares. And if you're long, I'd be looking to book profits. I mean, you're trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. In short, it's not supposed to be there. So, oh, look, I got a super chat. Awesome. Thank you very much, Adrian. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. So XO, I would avoid because people are going to get hurt here on this pullback. What's our RSI at? 80.84. Not bad. It's not bad on RSI. It can continue higher. I would have this alleviated, this overbought condition relative to the third standard deviation Bollinger Band alleviated, then look to get involved. I don't really care about RSI being at 80 on a small cap like this, especially if the market finds its footing. But I do care about where it's trading at current. You know, by the end of the week, perhaps it'll alleviate itself. It'll consolidate, and then we can revisit it and see whether or not we want to be involved with it. And my alert is still set up here. I would love to see a pullback to the 650 mark, and I have that set up here. Now, somebody put up Fastly earlier, FSLY. That never came in. I just kept going. I want to revisit it. Beautiful chart. I set an alert. I was hoping to get a pullback. It never got to me. This is a monthly view. What a month. Can't even analyze it. Just went straight up. All right, so a weekly view. Trading above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. We closed there last week. I mean, it's a beautiful chart. This is expired. Yes, let's get rid of it. This is expired. Let's get rid of it. I'm going to create a new alert because I do like the stock. So what we're going to be doing right now, the game plan as we proceed into the coming days and weeks is to create a watch list. Identify the support levels at which we would want to find great entry points for stocks that we've been watching for, because I believe that the market's going to give us an opportunity. So FSLY, we're looking for a pullback on a weekly basis. And remember, this could hit the support level fairly quick, because the old adage goes, we'll keep this active for 8 days. As the old adage goes, the stock market takes the escalator up, but the elevator down. So things get real ugly really, really quick here. Especially if you don't smash the like button. Please smash the like button. Thank you very much. Good group tonight. We were well above 60 earlier. All right, let's circle back. Let's go over, I think I did everything. Oh, Boeing. We'll want a Boeing. Boeing. Yeah. This is definitely one where we're going to be looking to get back involved with. We booked profits on Boeing at 204. Where do we close? 170. I think that we can hit, if this market really begins to roll over, I think that we can hit 150, 155, right down here. Let's clean this up a bit. So I want to create, I have my alert set here already. I want to create another alert just in case we get a dramatic sell-off here. We'll keep this active for a couple of weeks. All right, so we're locked and loaded on Boeing. Weekly chart. Not looking good. Bearish reversal bar last week, closing down below support. I think that we're going to 155 per share, if not 150. Ideally the 119 mark, but we'll see. Daily chart. We took out Thursday's lows. Even on Thursday, we didn't even close at the highs of the day. Stokes were very weak. Lower lows. I think that we're going to break here. I think we're moving lower on Boeing, and that's a great opportunity. Now, this is going to be the second bite at the apple for Boeing. If you missed that first go-around. All right, let's circle back. Let's take a look at the futures action. Going back to the E-minis, we are now down 1/4 percentage point, well off the lows. We were down about 3/4 percentage point. It looks as though we're filling the gap. This is a 15-minute chart. We have filled the gap. Not quite. Let's create an alert here. I want to see if we can regain some of the real estate from Friday by tomorrow morning. And of course, this will probably fire off and have me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. SPY. All right, so we have 2 alerts set up here. I want to know if we break down to new session lows. I also want to know if we continue to move up higher here, regaining some lost real estate from Friday before the market opened. Let's go to the NASDAQ. It has certainly rallied back. Hasn't quite filled the gap yet. I will say this. This is interesting. RSI is putting in higher lows. But this is a 15-minute chart. What am I doing? Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Nah. I think that what we're probably going to do here is that we're probably going to rally up to 98.59, and we're probably going to get stopped there. If we manage to open up tomorrow morning above 98.59, that would be a good thing. That may be a tall order to fill, though. Okay. Let's go back to the dollar. Dollar's lightening up here a little bit. So you're seeing some money come out of cash, going into stocks. Gold. Gold's still doing well. It's off the highs. Silver. Silver's flat. Taking a look at bonds. Money's still floating into bonds. You're seeing some money come out right now, finding its way into stocks. But my guess is that that'll reverse by tomorrow morning. And you'll see more money in bonds, more money in gold, more money in cash, and that's going to deflate the markets. Let's go to Bitcoin. Look at that. My alert just fired off. I don't know why. That's a different alert than what I just set up. All right. Bitcoin. Pulling back some. I mean, I'm trying to get the store of value story here. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing Bitcoin trade with the markets. You have gold up. Bitcoin's supposed to be the new gold. I'm not seeing that. Copper. Pairing losses here. Nat gas, which we went over earlier, gaining steam, up 2%. Not bad. You're going to have a lot of resistance here at 1.60. A ton of it. We'll leave off with crude prices. Crude is down 1.5 points, more than that. Nearly 1.6% on crude. Not looking good. We'll leave off with the S&P futures. I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. Now down a little over a third of a percentage point. It's going to be a volatile week, folks. It's going to be light volume. After tomorrow, after Tuesday, because you have 2 trading days left to go in the month and the quarter. So volume will probably be about normal. Then after Tuesday, you're going to see volume plunge. So these next 2 days are going to be really, really critical. So with that, I'm going to say, everybody, please smash the like button. Thank you very much for joining me on a Sunday night. I know it's valuable time that you take away from spending with your family. Everybody have a profitable trading week. Members, I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Be well.